bucket on you. At the end of the day, it's like I say, oh, well, it was how you scored. No, I scored on you.
I agree.
I scored on you. So my thing is, at the end of the day, Kobe has more skills on the perimeter, but that doesn't mean that he's more dominant than LeBron James. You still have to stop somebody who's 6'9", 260.
I believe you can argue that. What I'm saying, that's exactly what I'm saying, Jay. I don't take it away
but you're
from
talking
LeBron.
About skill set.
I don't take it away. Score. I don't take it away from LeBron that he can get to the paint and score there. It's good. In comparison to some of the centers, it's harder for him to get to the paint than them, making their scoring more effective. Because, as you said, I'm saying it's an easier shot once you get there. Compared to Kobe, maybe it's easier for him to get there. You're arguing that should elevate him over Kobe as a scorer, or at least make it very similar. It is very similar. What I would say about LeBron's scoring, though, is when we talk about scoring, we're usually talking about scoring averages. You can also look at efficiency, obviously, but we're not just talking about total points scored. If we notice what he scored that year, we're not looking at the total points. We're looking at averages. Kobe led the league in scoring, I want to say 4 times. The margin by which he led the league in scoring was astounding. If you lead the league in scoring by like 2+ points, that's a lot traditionally. Usually it's much closer than that. Kobe not only led the league in scoring, but did it in an era where scoring was depressed. So if you ask me, I might have LeBron 6th on the list, but I would have Kobe 5. Throughout both of their careers, I watched them both, so did you. The general perception, I think, was correct, which was Kobe, pure scoring, not as an overall great player. I would give it to LeBron. Pure scoring. I give it to Kobe over LeBron for that reason.
The skill set.
Among other things.
The skill set.
Among other things, yes.
Okay.
If LeBron wanted to score, and that was his main focus, I believe he could have been a greater scorer, but there was more to it than that. Is he the greatest scorer ever, LeBron? Keyshawn J. Willimax.
Playoff time, baby. Games, snacks, drinks. I mean, what else can you ask for, bro? Really? Hand me some Lay's. Hey, Eli, road trip to the Super Bowl. We're not going. I'm going to get more chips and drinks. Do not leave this room.
Technically, I didn't leave the room.
Good for you. You doing good. I know what that means, baby. I just kind of open things up a little bit.
This could not be a better fight. The law right on the line. Profit pan number 1 on the line. Let's do it.
Oh, that's it. First Lomachenko, the belt en route to Dagestan.
It is deep.
Alexander the Great.
Put it in work.
Two great UFC champions collide in a true super fight.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable.
We missed the hits. We missed the fans. We missed the game. But now, Little League is back. Finding your town's league is just a click away. Whether it's baseball, softball, or our Challenger program, there's a team waiting for you. Join the thousands of kids around the country and around the world who just want to play. Little League is coming home. To register, go to playlittleleague.org and sign up today.
What's up, Einstein?
My network has gone kaput.
Oh, you tried to save a buck on it?
I got what I paid for. Not so smart.
Nah, you're still a genius. But there is a smarter way to save.
Oh.
Switch to Verizon. For a limited time, get Welcome Unlimited for just $25 a line.
$25?
And it's guaranteed for 3 years.
Brilliant!
Well, you would know.
I'm switching.
I think the bike's probably faster.
Now is the best time to switch to Verizon for just $25 a line, guaranteed for 3 years. The savings that last on the network you want. Verizon.
I loved everything that I heard about Chime. I just didn't know how it would work without having a physical branch to go into. But Chime has more than 60,000 fee-free ATMs, so whenever I need cash out, I just open up the Chime app and click ATM app. I love the fact that I can go into any Walgreens and deposit cash for free. The best thing about Chime is being paid up to 2 days early. As the budgeter in the family, I want to know where our money is, how much is being spent, and knowing those numbers is really important. Join me on Chime at chime.com.
With over 50 currencies in one account, who exactly is Wise made for? It's made for Austrians in Australia, Brazilians in Sweden, Malaysians in, well, Malaysia? It's made for business in Tokyo, pleasure in Miami, frequent flyers and infrequent flyers. It's made for New Delhi, New York, oh, and even York. You see, Wise is the everyday account you can use everywhere. It's basically made for the entire world. Download the app today.
it's a Philly thing. To me, it means just the swagger.
Look, Philly is lit. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Philly is lit, man. AJ, aren't you glad you play in Philadelphia? Yeah, Philly, baby, let's get it. Everywhere you go in Philadelphia, you see these sweatshirts or T-shirts. He put this out as it's a Philly thing.
When you say it's a Philly thing because they care. You know, nobody like us, and we don't care, and that's why it's a Philly thing.
E-G-L-E-S. Philadelphia, get ready.
No other place I'd rather be.
Best fans in the world.
Yo, look at the league. Look at the league.
No better place to be. It's the best sport time.
Let's go.
One word to describe Nick Sirianni: maniac. And you see how his mentality is. He's cussing out refs.
I know what I'm doing.
Fans and other players, other coaches. You know, he just got that grit, just like how this city has.
Yeah! He's special to be doing this his second year as a head coach.
And he doesn't hold back. I think Nick and the city of Philadelphia go hand in hand on that one.
I write the Man in the Arena on my shoe every single night from Theodore Roosevelt. And tonight I actually felt like I was sitting on top of the arena.
The crowd wants it.
When that shot went in and the roar from the crowd.
The NBA's all-time scoring team.
I'm not sure if I would be able to feel that feeling again. Everything just stopped. Seeing my family, seeing the fans, seeing my friends. If I can count on my hands how many times I've cried in 20 years, it was I can't believe what's going on. Tears.
This is Keyshawn J. Willimax coming to you live from above the Heineken River Deck at Pier 17. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. And LeBron James is now the all-time points leader, just past Kareem.
Sound like a chihuahua. Sound like one of your dogs. Yeah, you sound like a multi-pool little chihuahua. Hey, yo! No, start spitting lyrics in this show. Get me in trouble. Go ahead, man.
Gotta be careful.
I want to hear. I'm tired of listening to you and Max. I want to hear what the people have to say, though. That's out there in the world.
People. Let's talk to the people. Wayne in Philly. You're on with Keyshawn J. Willimax.
Philly.
Yo, you guys. Watch you guys every morning. Thanks for having me on. Max, again, bro, every time I call, you be tripping. One, the audacity to have Kobe as the fifth scorer all time is just plain disrespect.
As opposed
Kobe
to
at least top three scorer all time, period.
You could argue Kobe
you
top
can put it in, but I'm sorry, you can put it in any order. LeBron, MJ, Kobe, Kareem, any order. Kobe's a top three scorer. Dude had 6 points in his last game of his career. We just can't deny that. And I'm sorry. LeBron James, I'm not even a LeBron fan. That boy's a top 5 scorer. I don't care if you got to take Kareem out. I don't care if you got to take Wilt out. I don't even care if you got to take Kobe out. I mean, not Kobe. Wilt and Kareem. LeBron should be in that top 5 scorer list, man. I'm sorry. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The stats to back it up, all the career accolades. I'm sorry. LeBron James is top 5 scorer, man.
I mean,
I think Kobe should be top 3.
I got to agree with him, though. I mean, like that's the biggest point out of this whole thing.
You taking off?
No, I'll take Wilt off.
Yeah, I gotta take Wilt off.
I'll take Wilt off in a heartbeat. I mean, you don't have LeBron James, the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, even top 5 on your list.
He only scores from the paint.
Yeah, because it's too easy.
No, I didn't say that. Actually, I said he shoots under 40% for him.
All I can do is say
he's not even top 5.
He's like 6.
You didn't say that before in the list. You didn't make mention
because it's not a top 6 list. What do you want? They said the producers asked me for my top 5 scorers all time.
No, it's all good, Max. You
Chamberlain. You mean the guy who averaged
you failed this test
game one season?
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
But you failed this test. The competition,
yes.
And I think that's legitimate. You can look at it that way. The question is, how big a discount?
It's a major.
It's a huge discount.
Major discount.
Major discount, man. Come on now. And then if you want to factor in everything else in LeBron's career on the court. I'm just talking about on the court, just everything else.
What do you mean else? We talking about scoring or we're expanding?
Scoring. You're talking about fast break points. We can go into all that.
If you ask me who's a greater player, I'd take LeBron. If you're saying scorer, I'll take Wilt.
But you got to factor all that in, though, man. You can't
scoring?
You factor it in for everybody else, but not Wilt.
Wait,
not LeBron.
For scoring, you want me to factor it in?
You did for everybody else?
No, I didn't.
You said Kobe can score from anywhere at any time.
You mean as it relates to scoring all the things? Sure. But Wilt didn't have to worry about shooting from the outside because he couldn't be stopped going to the basket.
I'm not going to argue for you, Max. Can I take another call?
Yeah, let's do it. We're going to Dana.
Dana, and
let's go to Dana. Somebody's worried about me.
Hey, what's up, Jay? What's up?
What's up, man?
Hey, Max, man, you be at it. But I want to say this right here. Jay, man, you having it rough this week. From Stephen A. Monday to Max today, man. Look like your head about to explode. You almost fell on the set when you got up and walked away from the craziness that Max was talking. Man, Jay, I feel for you. But let me say this right here. Man, Kareem always going to be the best scorer, man. You got the shot that could nobody defend and can't nobody duplicate. And he didn't shoot at up under the rim all the time, Max. He shot that hook shot 10, 15 feet from the basket.
Agreed.
And LeBron is not in the top three? Come on, Max.
So who's your top three? Hold on. Who's your top three? You got Kareem one. Who's
my
two?
top three is going to be Kareem, LeBron, and Kobe.
Hold on. So Michael Jordan, who averaged more points than everyone you just mentioned.
Black Jesus.
That he's not in the top three. Michael Jordan, who led the league in scoring more than all these guys combined, other than Wilt Chamberlain. Right? Chamberlain got 7. Jordan got 10 scoring titles. Agreed.
And LeBron is not in the top three? Come on, Max.
So who's your top three? Hold on. Who's your top three? You got Kareem one. Who's
my
two?
top three is going to be Kareem, LeBron, and Kobe.
Hold on. So Michael Jordan, who averaged more points than everyone you just mentioned.
Black Jesus.
That he's not in the top three. Michael Jordan, who led the league in scoring more than all these guys combined, other than Wilt Chamberlain. Right? Chamberlain got 7. Jordan got 10 scoring titles. 10.
And where's Jordan at on the scoring list?
Because he didn't play as
Jordan
long.
On the scoring list?
Because he didn't play as long.
He had at the end of his career.
Hold on.
He was garbage at the end of his career.
So if he doesn't go and play baseball, if he plays after the three-peat, then he compiles more numbers. But when we say scoring, we don't mean the number of points you compile. We look at scoring averages. Now, if he's not playing full seasons, that's one thing. Jordan played 82 games a year and won championships as he was leading the league in scoring.
MJ, Kobe, Kareem, and LeBron. You put them,
MJ,
whatever
Kobe,
order.
And you want to drop Wilt.
You put them, I would drop Wilt.
I don't think that's inconsistent. I think you can make the argument to drop Wilt. I have him second because I'm not.
Second is really high.
But I'm not weighing it. I look at what you did against your contemporaries. Like there were other great players who played that.
Well, if you're looking at, okay, so Max, if you're looking at what he did against his contemporaries, you're not looking at what LeBron has done against his contemporaries versus Wilt playing against. Come on now.
But Key, that's the point. He doesn't value the contemporaries of today's game more than he values the contemporaries of when Wilt played, and that's my biggest problem. But you don't. You got Wilt.
You don't. You got Wilt at 2 and LeBron not in the top 5.
The question is to what extent. So LeBron James was generally perceived throughout his career, and you can go back and probably look at even stuff you guys said at the time. He was not considered a greater scorer than Kobe Bryant when they were contemporaries, nor than Kevin Durant when they were contemporaries. So there were a couple of guys ahead of him as scorers.
Early in LeBron's career, in the middle of Kobe Bryant's career, he was not going to be the same type of scorer. Yeah, he was not going to do the same things at 19, 20 years old. He was not.
Then it was later in LeBron's career. LeBron was an MVP caliber player when Kobe averaged 35 points a game in a league that had its lowest scoring in like years. Right? Like I think LeBron's a greater player than Kobe. And it's, Kobe's incredibly great. But if you just want to say scoring, I think Kobe was a greater scorer than LeBron. I don't think that's controversial.
Can we take some more calls?
Yes, we can.
Victor in Los Angeles.
I need some help. My brain.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, man?
Let's see if I get this right, okay? What I want to say is LeBron did this. He broke this record in 18 years. It took Kareem 21 years to reach that number. But in the 18 years, LeBron has taken 2,232 three-pointers. The cynical number is to take all of those except one away. That gives you 6,693. Can he hit those numbers in 3 years? I don't think so. The actual number would be 2,291 to actually do what Kareem did in his career.
But that's
so, yeah, he's the point leader, but he hasn't done what Kareem has done. That's
no, he hasn't done what Kareem has done because he played in a different era. You can't hold that against LeBron. I'm not going to, I mean, like, I understand saying Kareem didn't shoot the three. He played in a different era, but I'm not going to hold that against LeBron.
It also makes me appreciate.
But you are holding it against LeBron.
Instead of going into this whole like it does make me appreciate Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as a basketball person. Like there wasn't a 3-point line, the ultimate skill set of how he had to do it. Like it deserves like an applause.
Yeah, and
it's incredible.
It was incredible, and he was doing it for championship teams. And even though, like, George Gervin was probably the great scorer back then. The Iceman. And but Kareem was if Kareem wanted to average more points, he could have, but it was all in the service of winning championships as he's doing it, right? He won one in Milwaukee as soon as they gave him a crime partner in Oscar Robertson. And then he won 5 with the Lakers. Most of that time, most of those chips, he was the number one scorer on the team, right? So Kareem was incredible. And then you got to look at college, too, with Kareem.
Yeah, you can't talk basketball without mentioning him first. I say that all the time. Everybody, I get it. We want to talk about Jordan and Black Jesus and all that. We want to do all those sort of things. But at the end, if you got to start with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I lived through that era, guys, and Patrick Ewing and Olajuwon and Robinson, they're coming into the league, and they're great. Moses Malone, but Kareem was the undisputed best center.
So on top of just to give people insight, and I know a lot of older heads consider, and like I know when you get into this battle about LeBron and Michael and things, the nickname for MJ was Black Jesus. Just let that sink in for a second. And that nickname came from other NBA guys. It wasn't something that MJ created. It was his contemporaries who were guarding his tail every night called this cat Black Jesus.
Yeah, like it should be pointed out, LeBron and Kobe gave themselves those nicknames. The league gave Jordan that nickname. It was insane. Kevin in Florida, you're on with Keyshawn, J. Will and Max, ESPN Radio.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to set this. I'm not going to put him ahead of Kareem or MJ, probably maybe above LeBron, but we have to factor in, I would take Wilt out and put in Steph Curry. Didn't he basically change the game of a pure scorer?
Yeah, Steph was the one if you say who's sixth on the list, I think Steph has a good case. LeBron has a good case. Gervin has a good case. He was a dominant scorer. It's just scoring.
You think Steph has a better case than LeBron James?
As a scorer?
Because you just said definitively that Bron was 6, and now you're saying that, now Steph has it.
When push comes to shove.
Goalpost keeps moving.
No, wait. I'm just ranking guys. When push comes to shove, I would.
This guy over here. He had LeBron 6.
Yeah, as a scorer,
30 minutes ago.
Steph and LeBron are. That's the question for number 6 is Steph or LeBron, probably.
So you're keeping Wilt at 2.
Yeah.
Now he's just doing it just to.
No, I think you guys make
now he's just doing it just
so you don't. So let me ask you this though, Max.
Paulie, I need another coffee out here. I'm struggling. This guy.
You don't factor anything into what JJ Redick said. Nothing, right?
Nope.
No, it's not true.
I'm asking you. I'm only asking you.
I do factor it in. I think.
What do you factor? What do you factor into? How do you weigh what Mr. Redick said, sir?
What specific point are you referring to?
All of his points, everything that you heard him say.
Name one, since you're referring to them, and I will see whether or not I agree.
2-point shooting percentage.
Excuse me?
2-point shooting percentage.
2-point shooting percentage.
That includes because LeBron outside of 3 feet from the basket goes to under 40%.
Great,
but he does have that. One of the reasons he's one of the greatest scorers ever is because oftentimes he could get to within 3 feet.
So here's the best part about that. Here's a counter argument, right? What did Wilt shoot 3 feet outside of the basket?
Didn't matter
but I've already.
See,
Jay, I've already asked Max that question. I asked Max that question 35 minutes ago. So I don't want to ask him the same question.
I will try to explain this one more time.
You explained it. Wilt's number 2 on your list, Max. It makes no
damn zero.
I will try to explain
This list is about as bogus as Dan Orlovsky's list. This is like leaving Montana off.
It's like when you told me Kawhi Leonard was more clutch than Kobe.
I am the Michael Jordan of list makers. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio.
Coming up this morning with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. LeBron James called him one of his favorite coaches, if not his favorite. Mike Krzyzewski joins the guys to talk about coaching LeBron to 2 gold medals. Plus, we'll get a few J. Will stories as well. Coach K, this morning at 9 Eastern on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio and on ESPNU.
Ray Magliotti here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching a kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
You could save big when you bundle your home, auto, and other vehicles with Progressive. Now that we've covered something you could do, it's time for sports stuff you definitely could not do.
You could not have turned that double play. If you think you could dive, then spin, then launch a perfect throw 120 feet, you must be forgetting that you get dizzy when you stand up too fast sometimes. If you tried to throw that hard, that would be the last thing you did with your arm before shoulder surgery.
But you definitely could save big when you bundle your home, auto, and other vehicles with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
The Bart and Hahn Show.
I got to feel like there are teams that are now looking at the Nets and saying, never mind us helping you find a star, because there ain't no stars out there to be had. What about you giving us Kevin Durant? What would it take? How many picks do you want? What do you want for him? Is there a possibility that they would say, you know what, let's just blow this whole thing up, gather as many picks as we can, and reset and just cut our losses?
Bart Scott and Alan Hahn. Weekdays at noon on 98.7 ESPN.
Only one of you will win my throne made out of bones.
The throne of bones will be mine.
Nay, my niece, the bones are mine alone.
Wait, why can't we just multiply the throne of bones? That's what the New York Lottery does. With a new cash multiplier, you have the chance to multiply your winnings up to 100 times. Prizes up to $5 million.
That's a lot of bones.
Play the Cash Multiplier series of scratch-off games from the New York Lottery for a chance to multiply your winnings dramatically. Please play responsibly. Must be 18+.
From the newest and hottest slots to the fastest mobile sports betting, Resorts World New York City and Resorts World Bet has you covered. Resorts World New York City is the perfect place to watch playoff football in the big game. Win all day long on one of our 6,500 slots and electronic table games while never missing any sports action. Our Bar 360 has a sprawling 30-foot wide TV screen and state-of-the-art surround sound. Visit Resorts World New York City and bet sports with our Resorts World Bet app. Must be 21 or older and physically in New York to place a bet. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Wednesday on Canty and Carlin, LeBron has done it. He's the all-time NBA scoring leader.
We'll tell you what it means for his legacy and his place among the all-time greats.
It's Wednesday, Canty and Carlin, 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Don't miss the #1 rated afternoon drive show in New York. It's the Michael K. Show. And it's every weekday at 2:55 on 98.7 ESPN. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
What is LeBron James's greatest achievement?
His greatest accomplishment to me is winning that championship in Cleveland. You think about how he left and went to Miami and all the backlash, the burning of the jerseys, and the owner talking, smack, and then the owner having to basically kiss LeBron's, you know what? That's the greatest thing in the league.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio. So, my top 5 scorers of all time, #1, obviously, MJ. #2, I have Wilt. That's the guy you guys want to take off because of the era he played. number 3, Kareem, number 4, KD, number 5, Kobe. If I had to continue 6 and 7, it'd be LeBron or Steph probably for that 6 or 7 spot. I think the Iceman should be in there somewhere. When I was a little kid, he used to lead the league every year in scoring. I mean, but at any rate, Key, you asked me about J.J. Redick's points. I said, which point are you referring to in particular? And here is what J.J. Redick said on the Old Man and the Three to refresh our memories.
So he's essentially one of the 3 greatest all-time scorers by scoring average. Yep. It's not just a longevity thing. Better career shooting percentage from 2 than Kevin Durant, better than Jordan, 9th all-time in threes. On top of that, he's 4th all-time in assists. The constant narrative about nitpicking things with LeBron, most of them are just not factual. LeBron James, is he an all-time great scorer? No, he is the all-time greatest scorer.
That's a laughable comment on its face, J.J. Redick. Look, here's the thing. When he talks about, so those, I'll respond to those points, Key. I suppose that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he said the top 3 in average scoring, something that you continue to harp on.
Okay, well,
so if he's top 3, how can he not be in the top 5 on your list?
And scoring average of all time.
Okay, so what does a scoring average mean by itself?
Scoring average over the course of your entire career.
The question is, because you're trying to place them among other people, so you're comparing apples to apples, scoring average. Not exactly apples to apples, because a scoring average in one year is not the same thing as in another year, which is why I like to look at where you placed in your year. For example, you might, one year, Key, when before, like, I don't remember if we were little kids or before we were born, but a long time ago, Carl Yastrzemski led the majors like a 301 or 302 batting average. Batting average was depressed. That led the league, but it's
Early payday, easy credit building. When your money's good, you feel good. Chime, the #1 most loved banking app.
Get customizable furniture at joybird.com that complements your art, your green thumb, or just you. Create your dream space with Joybird. Plus, get free design services at joybird.com.
Who would a Super Bowl victory mean more to, Mahomes or Hurts?
Oh, I think it would be more, for me personally, I think it would mean more for Hurts, considering where he's coming from. I mean, this guy comes into the league. He's a second-round pick. He got beat out on a collegiate level by Tua Tagovailoa at Alabama before having to transfer to Oklahoma. People questioned whether or not he would ever be a quarterback in the National Football League because while his athleticism couldn't be questioned, you didn't have a lot of confidence in his ability to throw the football. So you come there, you take over the starting job last year. In just your second season, you're clearly the most improved player in the National Football League. You're a top 2 candidate for league MVP honors. You guide the Philadelphia Eagles to the best record in football. When you were on the field, they only lost 1 game all season long, and then you take them to the Super Bowl and you beat Patrick Mahomes to do it. I definitely think that it would do a lot more. We know Mahomes is going to be around for years and years and years to come because he's just incredible. But when you look at Hurts and where he came from to be where he is right now, that's why I say the name Jalen Hurts, guys.
It certainly could be Hurts, but I think it's Mahomes in this situation because Patrick has now been there 3 times. He's got 1, right? And he's been in AFC Championship 5 straight years. Okay, if he loses this Super Bowl, I think people start to, the weird thing about it is they start to look at him more like, okay, Aaron Rodgers, like, he keeps saying he's going to win all these Super Bowls. Think about the first Super Bowl. Many people had him as Michael Jordan-ish.
You can catch First Take every weekday, 10 Eastern on ESPN.
Westbrook to James at the elbow. James turns. The crowd wants it. James free throw line. James fade. Jumper. Good! NBA history in Los Angeles. LeBron James. A record that had stood for almost 4 decades. Now belongs to the King. 38,389 points and climbing.
That's how it sounded on ESPN Radio as LeBron James became the NBA's career points leader on a step-back jumper late in the third quarter. Who did he pass? In the Lakers' home arena in front of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was the scoring champion until now. Who did Kareem pass? Wilt Chamberlain, another Laker, who held that title until Kareem passed him. 38 points from LeBron. At the age of 1 million, he is 1 million years old. He just scored 38 points and passed Kareem. But they did lose 133-130 to the Thunder last night, Tuesday night. Meantime, Nikola Jokic with his 19th triple-double of the season by halftime. In the Nuggets' 146-112 rout at the Timberwolves, Jokic finished with 20, 16, and 12 boards. Ja Morant gave him 34. Jaren Jackson Jr. added 24 with 5 blocks as the Grizzlies rallied in the fourth quarter to beat the Bulls 104-89 to end their 3-game losing streak. SportsCenter is brought to you by Nature Valley. Nature Valley wants to see you and your family out there. When we share our love for out there, we inspire others to protect it. That's what getting out there is all about. Nature Valley, life happens out there.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
My top 5 scorers of all time. At number 5 all time, Kobe Bryant. At number 4, Kevin Durant. At number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. At number 2, Wilt Chamberlain. And at number 1, an uncontroversial pick, Michael Jordan. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max were presented by Progressive Insurance. Damian Woody, ESPN NFL analyst and 2-time Super Bowl champion and Lakers fan.
Big Wood, I'm not going to lie. You may have the coldest intro music out of anybody that comes to our show.
I do, because I got the coldest rapper coming, that's introing me. You know what I mean? Like every time y'all play something, I'm ready to drop it. Let it rip.
Just imagine being you when Big came out.
Oh, I was acting a fool, man. Let me tell you.
Damian Woody, usually you're on here, we're talking football, but
not today.
Not today.
Not today, man. Congratulations to the King for breaking a record. Honestly, I thought would never be broken. There's a couple records in sports that today that I thought would never be broken. One is like Emmitt Smith's rushing record. I don't know if that'll ever be broken considering the way the game is played today. And Kareem's record. I never thought Kareem's record would be broken, but here we are today celebrating LeBron breaking Kareem's record, man. And it's just greatness, man. I love watching greatness. Yeah, you're right about him because the game has changed, but also they don't value the running back quite the same as they did back in the day.
What did you get a chance to hear Max Kellerman's list?
Man, I'm in the production meeting for Get Up or whatever, and I just happen to glance at the TV. I see you guys, and all of a sudden Max's list pops up.
Pure genius.
With no sound. And I'm just looking at Jay and Keith's face. Y'all look absolutely disgusted with Max's list.
Is a score.
Max, what the hell is
These are the 5 greatest scorers who ever lived.
What the hell is wrong with you, Max?
This is not uncontroversial.
Who
you dropping off that list?
Who am I dropping?
Yeah, it's like an all-star game. Oh, he got snubbed. Okay, drop.
Hey, what I said, I'm dropping. Key and I.
Jay put a name on it.
I'm dropping Wilt because Wilt is such like an anomaly of his time. Like, I mean, dude, he's out there playing. Like he out there playing against plumbers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like as tall as Wilt is, he out there. Yeah. Come on, man. You out here dropping 100 points. Come on, let's
Max,
be real.
Why does everybody from the callers to the people that have been on the show say that Wilt at number 2 makes 0 sense, but you're the only person that's fighting for that?
I'm not fighting for it. In fact, I acknowledge that it's a legitimate point. A lot of times you guys
Okay,
just
so
talk
will you
nonsense.
take it off the list?
But this
Will you
is
take it off
I
the
will
list?
Can we
not take
redo
it
the
off
list? How about we
I
redo the
believe
list?
I have considered what you guys are talking about.
Yes.
So you
I
fighting.
Wait, I think on the one hand, it's a good point. There's less competition. On the other hand, I think you have to take this into consideration. If you have an enormous size and physical advantage in your era, to completely discount that is to take away your greatest attribute. Like if there was a Wilt Chamberlain today, he'd be 8 feet tall.
Yao Ming? You mean the year I got drafted?
But Wilt Chamberlain was an Wilt Chamberlain
athletic,
was
yeah.
an Olympic hurdler. Wilt Chamberlain jumped 110 meters. Like so you have to make Yao Ming super athletic, fast, strong, everything. Jay, you got drafted in the same. The only reason you went second is because Yao was 7'6" and he had some skills. Now make him more athletic than you. That's what Wilt was back then. So I hear you. You discount it because of who he's playing against, but you also have to consider that maybe you got to give him some credit for
I'll give
how
him credit.
physically dominant.
Credit. Yeah. I just wouldn't have. I'm surprised that you don't have him 5, and then like, oh, okay, if LeBron, you have him 2.
Yes, that's the problem with your list, Max. It's not that you don't you have him on the list. It's where you have him.
Okay, so let's do this. I still would have him too, but let's say, because I think you're making good arguments for the sake of argument, I drop Wilt Chamberlain to 6th. The guy who led the league in scoring 7 times. He averaged 50 points a game, averaged one season. Let's say I dropped him to 6th. Are you happy now?
Now
you
sound
want LeBron
smart.
in, or do you want Stephen, or do you want Shaq?
But let me say this. While you're talking about Wilt averaging 50, how about LeBron averaging 30 at 38 years old?
It's nuts.
It's just ridiculous. The standard we've held LeBron since he was in high school to right now at 38, averaging 30.
See, people, I give more credit to LeBron because people say, like, we're sitting here talking about the greatest scores, right? And I bring up Shaq because Shaq's dominant. Shaq's skill set was nowhere close to Kobe Bryant, right? But LeBron James coming to the league at 18 averaged 20 plus points per game, right? 20 plus points and couldn't really shoot the rock.
Right.
Yeah. So you're
Right.
finding different ways to get me buckets when you don't have the complete skill set. Right. And now I'm seeing your skill set evolve over time, and I'm seeing your score average going up over time. I'm like, damn, like I'm putting more extra sauce on that guy.
Like Wilt and Shaq, LeBron was an unstoppable physical phenomenon in his day. Not with the same height, but overall physical phenomenon.
But see that to me, like that's the thing that stands out is like I love Shaq. Shaq was like one of my favorite players, like coming up and stuff like that. He was such a physical force. He didn't really have to work on every aspect of his game because he was just so big, physically imposing. But the fact that LeBron came into league just this physical force of nature, but his game is also, his shot has evolved. Everything has evolved. He's gotten better and better in other areas.